Hello everyone, I'm Greg Look, thank you for joining me, and welcome back to episode 79 of Factorio with Angels and Bob mods, where we have been trying to figure out how we want to process all of our crushed stone that we get from our outposts like this, because we get a lot. And I was starting to design a base where we could centrally collect all of the crushed stone and make everything from it that we needed. But I've been sitting and thinking about this for a while, and I've sort of regretted that idea. We just started with the idea that we needed 42 belts for whatever reason of crushed stone, as that would be, 5 or 6 bases worth, or 6 outposts worth of crushed stone. And that's just a lot of resources to carry around. Whereas if we locally at each outpost not did any of this though, but just made the slag slurry out of the crushed stone, we would have to do a lot less, or well, carry around a lot less resources at least. 105 crushed stone is what we're currently able to support at the Jivolite outpost per second. And we could just turn that into slag slurry and then export that instead. This is a lot less than 1 pipe of slag slurry, so that is a lot easier to handle. Now that does mean that at least at some of our outposts we also need to make some of the crushed stone into normal stone, and then some of that further into stone brick. But our need for stone and stone brick is so low that I don't think it will be a problem if we just do it at 1 or 2 outposts. So if we consider that idea, we can scrap the stone crushed stone depot here and instead make a slag slurry depot, and then we would need to bring in sulfuric acid, and we would need to be able to export stone and stone brick. So it would mean 3 more train stations, but that is really just a small thing to have to add if we can then simplify a lot of other stuff. And in most outposts we won't have to export stone and stone brick. So it would just be the added sulfuric acid that we need to get in. So I think that is what we will be working on instead of this. We will still need to bring the slag slurry here and make it into whatever we had in here, resources or the catalysts or whatever. Just collect all of that locally instead. But I don't want to have to transport the crushed stone around, because it's just too much. At least I feel like it's too much. I don't really base that on anything other than the 42 belts we were just looking at. That also means that we need to do a lot of stuff up here next to the stone. And it means that we should stop all of this stone going into the trains. We need to actually get that out of there somehow, which is fine. And we probably need to push these filters up north further, because we don't have a lot of space here otherwise. Oh, look at these poor robots, so slow. But yeah, I guess we should start by maybe pushing these up. Maybe we should find out how much space we actually need first. So let's start with the stone and the stone brick, shall we? All this stone sort of looks like a stone bus. So I almost feel like branching out from that as I normally do from the bus. It just isn't as pretty as when all of the other production things here go horizontally. So maybe we shouldn't do that. Let's start with the brick. Skip all this. Actually, let's keep that. No, let's remove this. It's easy to do again. Do stone brick. We want 15 of these per second. That means we need 2 belts of stone per second, which is 4 belts of crushed stone per second. It's not that we're going to produce all of this full all the time, but we do want to be able to do it at least. I think. Is it a lot? I don't think so. It's fine. Four belts of crushed stone though. Okay. Now, since we're producing some of the crushed stone here, maybe we should reverse this. Or we should just use these other 4 belts from the actual crushing for the stone. That's also a possibility, and then have these 3 going into sludge. Well, we still need to be able to handle all of it for sludge, actually. Otherwise, we will be backed up. Decisions. That is why it's so much easier to just treat it as a bus and then just branch off of it. We would need a column of 24, or maybe that's just half that. 5 machines is enough to treat 1 belt of crushed stone. Well, let's just do it that way. It makes it simpler for me. And I like things that are simple for me, because I'm simple-minded like that. So all of this needs to be reversed, right? I think we will be making the stone brick over here closest to the depots, because we will probably still use a belt to get that out. Or maybe not. I'm not sure. At least let's start cleaning this up. Still do that, please. And here I thought we were basically done with this. "14 machines. How did we split that into 3? I guess we just had 1 belt that wasn't entirely full. So 5 machines per line here. One, two, three, four, 5. So like that, basically. Sure. let's just fill up all these 4 belts as well, I guess. Just to see that this is what we're working with. Okie dokie. So, what do we want closest to the trains? I'm so good at just dragging on and not deciding what I want to do. It's just one pipe of sludge really we need to get rid of. So if we leave some space both to get stone out, get brick out, get stone to brick, 2 belts, and then some space for the sludge pipe. Then we can build whatever up here we want to really. Shouldn't be a problem. Let's just make these full length just to have it somewhat clean. So if we produce our brick right here, we need 20 machines doing that, 24, okay. That's still 5 high by 2, we will need to move up to here. So we need at least to be clear of up to this chunk, so we need to clean these chunks instead. That's fine. No reason really to try and pull this down one tile to get rid of one chunk. I don't care that much about that. For this, of course, we need 2 full belts of stone rocks, I wanted to call them for some reason. We can get that in here, or we could get them from here as planned. Then have the brick here. And then have a belt of stone here that goes out. This is still pipe. Good. Can we just pin this so I don't have to open and close this all the time? So we need 4 belts going up into rock or stone production. Actually, we need 6 belts if we want to produce the extra. So this was from 20 machines, 10 per belt, I guess. Output belt, I mean, 2 belts input. Is there a way to do this somewhat pretty? Well, I guess again it is, when it's just 2 to 1, we can have input on the outside and output on the inside. 2, 4, 5. This is really what we need for a full belt, but I want to go to 6 just because the inserters won't always be able to get rid of their stuff. So it makes a little bit fewer holes. So we need a stone coming up here. And this is just for one belt of output, of course. So we need this 3 times. 2, 3. First belt of stone coming there, second coming here, and third coming down here. I guess we're just putting 4 belts up from here. So now this won't be as clean anymore, but who cares? We won't need the crushed stone further after this point anyway, so that is why we are doing this. Oh, come on. It gets a bit annoying out here though, because we don't have the full belts. So maybe we should be using these 4 belts last. So a belt going in here. And a belt going in here. So much crushed stone. And like that. And then we can take from here now. These need to be balanced though, because we need to be able to send any extras to sludge production. Good. Actually, well, let's find out how the sludge production will look first before we know how far we push this up the filtering. So I guess we need a pipeline for that. Production pipeline. Let's make a new one, because why not? Or we could do it under this, I guess. Nah, let's just use the new one. So minerals, no, just slag slurry. Am I calling it sludge wrongly all the time? Yeah, it's called slurry. And we're making that into mineral sludge, I think. Yes, mineral sludge, okay. So I'm not calling anything sludge without somewhat of a reason, I guess. And we need to be able to handle up to 210 of this, which is the full possible contents of 7 belts of crushed stone. Of course, we need the sulfuric acid coming in. Do we need to move everything up a bit then? Could also just run it down here, I guess. It would be nice to have the pipes together though. Why are these so far up if the rest is down here? And then we remove those again. Or cut them to move them back up. One tile, I guess. So we can have another pipe here for sulfuric acid. Is my inventory full since we're not doing anything anymore? Not entirely. Oh. Okay. Still need an extra machine on top of all this, of course. These need to be moved anyway, so let's just remove them for now. So sludge going out in this pipe, sulfuric acid coming in this pipe. So this is where we will be producing the slurry. Good. Why can't I move this? I guess this doesn't need to be pinned anymore. Now we are concentrating on this stuff. Pin that, I guess. Actually, let's look a bit, edit a bit more, I guess. Liquefiers. So we actually have a similar setup to that up here somewhere. Right here. I think we will just redo it though, because we need to handle 7 belts here, and I would prefer if we didn't just have 7 belts on one side and then output on the other side, I think. So it tells me it needs 9 machines. That's not a lot. Oh, 9 liquefiers, good. That would output this, and it needs to input sulfuric acid, of course, and the stone. Do we have liquefiers with us? Yes, good. How about something like this with 5 machines on each side? Slag slurry in the middle. Sulfuric acid out here. We're actually wasting a bit of power crushing all of the slag then, but maybe that's still fine. Rather than having 2 different types of this setup. At least for now. I don't want to pull it down just because we don't really need it when it's still useful. Can we get 7 belts into this though? Like to cancel that. Oh, come on. I mean, we basically can. Hmm. Shall we split one of our 7 belts up just to make it equal on both sides? We can do something like this. This belt won't be enough for those 2 machines though. So just so much stuff going into very few machines. What to do? Need to shift most of this in a lot of the time unless we want to take from a different belt for each machine. That is also a possibility, of course. Just marking it with where I want to pull from, why is that there? Could also spread these a little bit apart and have some input in the middle as well, I guess. 2 belts on the sides, 3 in the middle, 2 belts on the other side. For some reason I like the symmetry in that. I'm not sure if it's going to be easier to handle, but I mean, why not? I guess that's also a good way to do this that I just have a hard time figuring out right now. Maybe I shouldn't try to cram it like this and just move 1 tile so we can have all 4 belts without undergrounding. These can't reach to the far belt though. Nope. But that will then just be shifted in, I guess. Isn't that okay? Oh. Something like that. Then we shift everything in. Do it again, shift everything, and get rid of a belt. Why am I having such a hard time figuring this stuff out? We can't really shift or get rid of this belt yet because we haven't used a full belt for this. Then maybe it's okay still. Because we don't really have four full belts, we only have 3.5. And that's not even true. We have less than that, but something like this maybe. Of course, all of these need to be prioritized. I guess they should also be input prioritized. For whatever reason, I'm not sure if that's really necessary, but well, I'm okay with this. Are we out of power again? Apparently my power setup can't handle this stuff. Oh well. As long as we're not under attack, then I don't really care right now, to be honest. We don't really need this to go all the way up, so let's move it. Just wondering if I did a mistake here, but I think it's okay still. Oops. So we need to balance here. Something like that. Power. Not sure which side we said was what here, so let's just do sulfuric acid here. And the sludge or slurry in here. Sure thing. Move these because it's in the way. Well, I guess we do need to split from all of these rather than just pull up a line. Because it needs to be able to go on as well. If we should be backed up for any reason on slurry. Not that I really think that that will be a problem, but we have to do it. Which means this needs to be spread out a bit. To something like this. Then I start to wonder if we should be prioritizing one setup or the other. We probably should prioritize stone and stone brick. At least that will be able to back up somewhat soon, I think. So I think that's a good idea. this we will just be able to consume forever. At least that's my idea. Oops, that's not the correct placement. That is not the correct placement either. There we go. Come on. Okay, and then we are at the end and can just get whatever we need. Okay, so I think this is everything we need to take care of the crushed stone here. But unfortunately, that's all we have time for in this episode, so thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.